All right, question 1. Let's go.
Hey, good.
All right, let's start.
So, is failure good or is failure bad?
Failure good.
Failure is amazing. I mean, speaking from experience, failure is awesome.
Yes, I agree.
I failed grade 12 twice, and it was probably the best thing that could have happened to me. Every failure comes with a lesson. Sometimes, not all the time. Mine definitely came with a lesson. Failure is necessary for you to learn what you did wrong, so that you can go back and be like, okay, let's not do that. Okay, let's not do that. Let's try something different. So, failing grade 12 has taught me. My life is in my hands. It's either, my mom always says, it's your baby. Like, I can't really do anything. There's only so much that I can do. So I think it's a very good thing.
I think it just depends on your demeanor, like how you fail. So, you know, fail fast, but fail forward, even if you fail often. So like, as long as you're learning from it and getting up and actually doing it. Otherwise, if we continue failing and you're not taking the lesson from it, you know, I sort of feel like, you know, so I won't say it's bad, you know, but I wouldn't also, like, I would say, like, at least take the time to figure out why it didn't work out. And I'm even, like, specifically speaking now, like, with entrepreneurship, for instance, you know, do what you want to do, fail. If you do, make sure that you're failing forward and not just, like, going back all of a sudden.
My view is actually a little bit different.
Oh.
I think it's actually beautiful that you said something, because I didn't want to say it right after she said it, because it would have been, like, a bit sensitive. Because I'll be like, it's better to not fail than to fail. Because every time you fail, there's a lesson you hadn't learned. True. And then, which you know for the next time that you try something. But isn't it better if you had learned that lesson from someone else's failure instead of your own? So that you don't have to fail to learn. Because every time you fail, and as much as you pick yourself back up and then become better for it, don't you want to have been better for it the first time round without falling?
No, 1,000%. Like, what I'm taking from what you just said now is that you can learn from other people's failures. True. Which is right. I don't necessarily agree with never failing. I think it's sometimes inevitable. True. But I hear what you're saying. We need to do what we can
to not fail.
I mean, I think that a lot of people are very uncomfortable with sharing their failures, so it's sort of hard to learn from their failures if they're not sharing it. You know,
but everywhere is people sharing failures. Like basically self-help books, TV, school, everyone, everything we're learning, everything we're learning is people telling us how they failed. Like, okay, men landed on the moon. There's a series of failures that happened before they won. So the next person to do it, like let's say is it Elon Musk who's going to space? Yeah.
All of those
It's
guys.
easier for him to do it because 1968, all those guys failed.
Okay, that's
so
a
like
good point.
it's better for him. And the next person who's going to come after Musk, it's going to be even easier for him because there's more failures to learn from.
You know, with my opinion on this is the first word that comes to mind is balance. So for me, failure is not defining. For me, you do need to fail sometimes in order to improve. Yes. And you do need to fail in order to learn responsibility and to get back up and to do the same task or different task better. So I think it is necessary to fail sometimes. As long as you know that failure does not define you as a person. Also. It just means work harder for what you're trying to achieve.
Can I quickly intercept this with another question? Because I recently heard something and there might be some truth to it, but I'm just curious on your opinion. Someone said, in like our communities, there's this thing of celebrating the next person's failure as opposed to celebrating when they win. So for instance, like I might be a very successful man right now and I have cars and stuff, and then all of a sudden I go bankrupt for different reasons, and then like the WhatsApp groups and the people, everybody's like, oh my gosh, like look at him, they just had like a BMW, now he's in cab or whatever. Is that accurate to say that maybe that's why we're scared to, like you said, sometimes share, I'm not sure we mentioned that, to share our failure?
I on that, I actually, what comes to mind again is it also depends how you measure your success. Because to you, success could be, oh, I have my fancy house, my car. But to me, it might be, oh, I'm able to go eat out whenever I feel like it. Also, you know? So with that being said, also understanding that it's materialistic. Whether, you know, you define your failure as, or your success as materialistic stuff, that could be gone tomorrow.
Also,
you know? So at the end of the day, what do you have? What substance do you bring? If you are strong as an individual, if you are strong enough with what you feel you've accomplished and you feel worthy, then other people's opinions aren't going to matter. Say you go bankrupt tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if you have the same mindset, you'll be able to build yourself up again. You get up and you do it again.
Can I just say something so the universe hears me? I was using a hypothetical person.
Yes,
I'm not going to welcome that into my life.
No, that's true. But I think that you raise a very good point. Is why is it so much easier? We rarely celebrate, you know, the successes and all these milestones that we achieve. But then as soon as somebody fails, we're like, oh my God, you know, the WhatsApp groups go crazy. Why is that? I honestly don't know. But like you said again, I think it's also important how you measure success, and also I know it's very hard to say that, or at least it's easy to say that we can. I'm losing my chain of thought.
But on that, just congrats on just admitting it, because I mean, like, even seeing how you failed is bound to help.
It definitely did help.
Is bound to help. I mean, also the next person. Just
exactly. I think with grade 12 in general, I think it really did break my heart when you see, you know, grade 12s. Because the problem is we focus so much on it's just grade 12. I'm telling you right now, it's not that deep. Like, you will fail, and you do what you need to do, and you get back up. It's a decision. You fail, it's not defining, like you said. It really isn't defining, but it's also important to have a good support structure that can. Sometimes it's very hard to cheer ourselves on, so it's important to have a good support structure to. You need a cheerleader. We all need a cheerleader.
Exactly.
And you said something that was quite interesting. You mentioned something about why are we so quick
to celebrate the failures, as opposed to the success.
Because we're a generation of haters.
That's the first that I'm like.
It's the facts. It's the facts.
Okay, but it's true though.
It's the facts. Some people will use your failure for entertainment, and other people will use your failure to fuel their journey. They saw how you failed, and they use that for themselves. And I think that brings me back around to my first point. Like you said, like, okay, like, you went through it, and it was a lot, and you understand what it meant, and you want the next person to know, so they don't do it. So that's what I'm saying. It's always better to have learned from someone else, so that you don't have to fail yourself.
That's very true. I think
that's true. But on that note, shall we look at the second conversation?
Let's go ahead.
Let's go.
Okay. Are we doing a drum roll? Drum roll, please.
Let's go.
Do you think adversity makes people grow stronger?
Ooh.
Alright.
Guys, if I can just take myself out of this again, guys, I think my view is exactly the same. I'd rather someone else go through the adversity so that my life is softer.
You choose your struggle. I'm not going to choose this struggle.
I'd rather avoid all struggle. I'd rather avoid it. I'm sure there's kids like, let's say, the kids who grew up with, let's say, the billionaires' kids. You right now, you're toiling, you're building, you're sweating, you're failing, you're doing everything to set yourself up so that you have a comfortable life. And then you want to set that life up for your kids. I want to be the kid whose life has been set up for them. I don't want to go through all this.
All right.
If only we could pick. Because I'm pretty sure if we could pick, you know, would you want your parents to be billionaires? I'm pretty sure everybody's going to raise their hands. But I don't know. I think it's a necessary journey. I think that everything that we go through is necessary, and it has a reason. So it can make you stronger if you want to. Again, I think at the end of the day, it's all about making a decision. If you want it to make you stronger, go ahead. If you don't, then don't.
Okay, to throw another one in there. Would you, for instance, like, really appreciate and value the stuff you have if it was always just like thrown at you? Not thrown per se, but I mean,
just
like,
given to you. You didn't really work for it.
Abundance for all your life. And we can obviously just like give our opinions about it, but I mean, I feel I don't know if I would really appreciate it that much, but also I can't say like a definitive answer because that's not how I grew up.
Okay.
But if I need to think about it now, my life, and what we've sort of had to do to sort of get by and survive and like reach the level of life we are at now, it was tough, you know?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have chosen the abundance from the get-go because I just don't know if I would have known how to appreciate stuff. Really.
That's also true. My best friend was telling me last week. So she has a car and like congratulations to her. It was her first car, but she bought it.
Picking us up after this. I mean.
Yes. But she bought it from. She got an inheritance from her father who passed a few years ago. So she bought the money. At least she bought the car with that money. And she's telling me she doesn't feel like she achieved anything because she didn't work for it. It was like handed to her. So to a certain extent, I would prefer to work for. I value more of the possessions that I have, knowing full well that I have put in blood, sweat, tears, labor, like physical labor, knowing full well that I have worked 18 hours to get this, then yes. I did not grow up with parents that, you know, handed me stuff. My parents gave us the necessary tools that we needed in terms of either if it's materialistic, they gave you things that are necessary. My parents are not the people you call and say, hey, listen, I'm seeing like a cute pair of jeans. They're like $400. You want to like, my parents are like, don't make your problems mine. Like, sort that out on your own. And that also encouraged me to learn, to work at a very young age. I started working when I was like 15 or 16. So I have a deep respect for money and just a lot of the things that I own. So I can't imagine just being here. And I wouldn't.
You see, with my opinion on that is, in that case with the inheritance, I'd say she needs to be kind to herself because it was, you know, it's something left for her. So why not celebrate? You know, okay, I'm able to buy this car. Firstly, secondly, with myself, I would not want stuff just handed to me because I feel that shapes me more and it gives me more drive to be more of a go-getter in life. And I feel like that's because that's the way I grew up. My mom always gave me choices. And she said, it's your responsibility with what you do with these choices. All I can do is guide you. And that really enabled me with situations I face today in life, enabled me to have critical thinking and really make decisions on like the fly. So I'm very thankful for that. I feel like if I were to just be handed something, not that that's wrong. I mean,
also,
if you are, you know, able to get stuff handed to you, I mean,
kudos to
amazing, you know?
I was gonna say it's not wrong to want
No, it's not. It's not
at all. It's not.
Give it to us straight.
Okay.
Tell us.
From the get-go, the original question, do you think adversity makes people grow stronger? I think definitely the ones who come out stronger. But you must also consider that there's the people who go through turmoils and then they break down, they go into depression, they fail. So like it has winners and losers.
Sure.
Okay. And then the thing you guys are saying, ne? I know you guys are probably gonna call me a hater for this, ne? But like there's a word for it. It's called struggle porn. Like where people romanticize the struggle to succeed. It's an elite concept which is fed to the middle class to think that they have to work in order to succeed. So that's how they justify 45-hour weeks and all that type of stuff to make you feel like you must toil in order to succeed. And I don't think like just because you got something without much effort makes you appreciate it less. Matter of fact, what it does, it makes you have to what you work for is further than the person who got nothing. Like let's say if I inherited a polo from my dad, it would mean that I'm mobile and it's convenient for me.
Also.
But it means now the car that I work for, I'm working for a car for luxury or for something. Now I want a Benz.
Now
so
you
that's
want
the car that
better.
I'm going to work for.
Okay.
But now you who didn't inherit that car, you're going to move around with the taxi, inconvenient, and still achieve your polo. But me, my achievement is my Benz because I was just put a little further ahead of you.
Yeah.
And even the kids, I was saying, billionaires' kids. Kid got a Bentley, but then he wants a Ghost. So he got a Bentley from the father. It's a $3 million car. And then he feels like, yeah, I have to go hustle here and there so I can go buy myself the $10 million car. Like, everything is an achievement. Just because someone got it easier doesn't mean they're enjoying it less. Like, if you have to save 6 months to go on a vacation to Cape Town, and I just got tickets, and we're both together there, you're not having more fun than me.
You're still going to enjoy the same fun. True. That's actually a very good point. I think, I'm just realizing now, I think it's important to also like be friends with the rich people. I have questions for you. I have questions.
Okay, I'm not a rich kid, by the way, guys. I'm just saying.
I have questions because it's actually a very interesting point. Like, because these things have been, life has somewhat been easier for them. Things have been handed to them, whether it's materialistic or even jobs or even tenders, for example. My question is, does it make you appreciate it more or less? Do you feel the need to work harder because things were handed to you? Like, you know, your minister's kids, like the president, like those are the kids that I want to ask, you know, do you actually appreciate things more? Yeah. Or do you just like, no, my mom has this, I'm okay?
No, I think they to a certain extent, they may appreciate just a little less than you, what they have now, but what you're achieving and appreciating is their next. What they appreciate is what they get next, which is still ahead of you. Like I said, you appreciate the polo you get because you worked for it, and then they got the polo for free, but they're going to appreciate the bands that they got, that they work for themselves.
So you're saying that there is still a level of appreciation. It's just different
it's just ahead of all of us.
Might just be a stepping stone.
Yeah. I think it's to a point what Alexis mentioned the previous question. It's just a matter of how you maybe measure success and what is important to you. So
different external factors.
Yes.
So for someone who has a polo, maybe they might celebrate that, but then, like you mentioned, someone getting or buying a house. You know, you might be comfortable with your flat, and then someone else buys a 3-story house. They're gonna be like, finally.
And you're still like,
and you're like, but I have my flat.
Exactly.
I did that, you know.
So I think it's what is success to you.
Exactly. What it means to you.
Oh my gosh.
But I think the point I was making is everyone has what success means to them.
Yes.
But then I think everyone should aim to be as far ahead as possible. We should not romanticize just this thing of like, I built my shack now, I must celebrate. There's no romance in that. It's a success for the person who's there, and they're happy to have achieved it. But if you had a choice, why would you want to be placed there rather than being the one who's celebrating buying a house in Klein Windhoek?
Yes. Before we go to the next one, I just wanted to add one more thing. Like, I just feel what usually is the deal breaker in situations for me is if doesn't matter if you come from abundance or the struggle or middle class, wherever you are, as long as there's appreciation for the difference in how we grew up, in opinions and respect for that. You know, because like you said, it's true, like there's different levels of appreciation, but that just might be because their aim is different than like, you know, the next person who had to like struggle for so long. But you can give us the next question.
Guys, before you turn it around, I really hope I'm not the hater on this one.
No! But you haven't been a hater though. Like but I've learned like struggle porn, I didn't even know that was a thing. It's a very interesting concept.
Like I should have had a notebook.
See, I'm gonna go Google this after this, but okay. Next question. Wow, that's a long question. Is there something in your present life you feel you're failing at and want to change? Damn, y'all are coming with a deep question.
Wow.
It's getting real.
Oh, wow. Something I am failing at currently, I think probably growing, or at least something that I've struggled with was growing my business. Entrepreneurship is a very colorful journey. It has ups and downs and roller coasters, but having the motivation, because I run my business by myself, and to a certain extent it has its benefits, but also obviously having a partner, it takes off a load on all the other things. But I think the one thing that I did struggle with was putting myself out there, and after the pandemic hit, so I have a background in hospitality, and y'all know, like we were on our knees when the pandemic hit. So when the restaurants and the hotels closed, that's when I started wondering, like, oh my gosh,
what next?
What next? Like, did I make a mistake? Because I studied for this, and I'm incredibly passionate about this, but I wasn't sure if I was going the right direction. So the pandemic sort of threw everything in a loop. So my biggest struggle was sort of putting my company out there and making it known. And what I'd like to change, unfortunately, I can't change it. I am proud of everything that I've achieved, and I'm pretty sure I could have done more. But what do I want to change is, I'm sorry, like, I'm gonna need a minute with this. I need this to like sink in.
All right,
I'm gonna give you guys just.
I think they should have given us like 3 wishes or something. Like only one thing.
Only one.
But if I'm listening to what you're saying, like, I know this is gonna be sounds so like wild, but I mean, I think that was probably like your how about now moment, because I mean, you're thinking about, you had this idea, this business thing, and the pandemic, like as wild and as tough as it might have been, was probably that moment for you to just like start now. And now you're probably struck because now things are changing somehow, and you're not sure where to go.
We're not sure what is happening or where to go. There's a lot of unpredictability that comes with this, so you're not entirely sure like what exactly is the next step. But
for me, I would say, if I'm thinking about something in my present life that I feel I'm failing at, I must change. So
and you want to change,
Wow, I don't do New Year's resolutions at all.
You and me both.
I don't do it like just like we have goals and life, but it doesn't need to start like on the 1st of Jan.
True.
But what I really think I'm failing at, and what I really promised myself, was balance. And I told because like I would work, you mentioned like the 48-hour week type of thing, you know. So I thought about that now, and I really know that's why I really am not good at it. So I tend to work like constantly, and sometimes you miss out on life moments, whether it's your friends, your family, you lose connections, you know, sort of thing. So, and I know that's because of my imbalance, and I'm really trying to entertain my balance a lot more, like whether it's exercising or just having coffee or just like spending time with family on a random day or like something like that. That's literally what I struggle with. And I feel like I need to change how. I do not know, but
it's a work in progress.
Okay, like I really loved your answer, because the whole time,
because it has me thinking now.
The whole time I'm struggling, like, okay, what am I going to change? Maybe I must get like a young 2 billion in my bank account, like more money. And then at the same time, I think, but I also wanna nurture my relationships with my friends and my families. I feel like I've been ignoring them. Like I also want that. At the same time, I also want to be fit and work out more and be healthy. But then, of course, all those things, when you spoke about balance, it just like brought everything back. Like, of course, I probably don't want 2 billion in my bank account. Probably like 10 million would be enough. So like it must balance, a little bit. And then you think of like, I need to spend time with my friends and family. I want to go to the gym, but I want to be a gym bro, like not too much, just enough of everything to sustain your life so that you're happy. So I think like that's the perfect answer. Like, what would you like to change in your life right now? Like, I just wish I had more balance. Like everything was just in the correct balances. I feel like that's the one answer, because initially I was thinking like, "Lo, Zell, you must give us like 3 wishes or something, not one." but like balance. Like I think that's the one. That's the one. I think if there's one thing I need to change right now, I just need more balance in my life.
What do you feel is like that one thing?
For me, wow, a lot is running through my mind. But the one thing that's sticking for me is the thing of allowing myself and being kinder to myself, because I am very hard on myself. I'm an overachiever, and I'm very, I don't have patience when it comes to myself. If I want something, I want it now. So I've realized being kinder with myself and allowing myself, because everyone at their own time, you know? So I just don't want to end up, it comes back to failure, because I don't want to end up failing and crashing when I know I've done so much already at my age. I mean, I'm young, you know, and I have a lot going for me, and I've done, I feel like I've accomplished so much, and I'm constantly busy with stuff. So I just don't want to look back, let's say 5 years from now and be like, what happened? You had so much going for yourself. So and that's something that's constantly on my mind. And also just allowing myself, I love what you say, Donovan, because it's always been the thing for me. Since I was young, I've always done, every year I've done, like, you know, a lot of things at once. So it's either like, oh, I'm studying, now I'm doing this, I'm doing that. That has interrupted with my relationships, with friendships. So it's kind of like, oh, let's invite Alexis, we're having this get together. Oh no, she won't come, she's working.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yes.
And I'm like
100%
right, yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So a lot of friends have, you know, accepted, okay, this is her life. She is very like, you know, she's gonna, she's driven or she's working or, but you know, those friends who still reach out and are like, hey, I know you're busy, but can I see you? You know? So I think just building my relationships and making more time for friends, family is something that I really need to work on.
Okay, y'all got me thinking now, because like I was thinking of like things that I had failed at, but that's amongst other things. I think the one thing that I am failing at is consistency, being consistent. And this is not just with, you know, family, with friends, with business, with staying fit, you know, like Eben said. So finding the motivation, that this is something I am struggling with. Finding the motivation either to work out or do, because my brain is always, like you said, like I can relate to you a lot. In my brain, I do a lot of work. So I would be studying full time, I'm working full time, I have a company, like all at the same time, and now I barely have time for anybody. So in my family, I'm known as the one that never travels. Like December, I don't travel. I'm in Windhoek working. The hotel industry is, at least during the festive season, a lot of the people go on holiday, so they tend to be short-staffed.
Like that's peak.
So that's peak season. This is when I'm working. So I am almost never at like family gatherings and one, because I am working. And I sort of I need to learn how to balance it out. You don't have to say yes to every single job. You don't have to say yes to every single client. I'm just learning now how to say no to some clients. Some are paying like very little and you're like, what? You want to pay me how much? Or sometimes it doesn't make sense for you. And I think especially as entrepreneurs, you have to say yes to every job because you're trying to build the money. But sometimes balance is important, and sometimes it's important to say no and just be like, this is not for me, but you know,
that's actually something I've had to learn to do, because I would be so used to like, no, we have to go, we have to do this, we have to do that, on to the next, or this is necessary for me. But I've realized that it's okay to say no. Like when you are drained and you just need time and you're like, I can't do this. It's okay.
And it feels
but the
awesome.
fact that we realize this now is already a step in the right direction.
It is.
Alright, so
are we on to the
time
next
for Donovan's
question?
Yes.
Donovan.
The very last question of the last episode.
Oh my God.
I feel special.
Are we going to be emotional about my last question? I don't want to read it though, but I can find
I feel like Eben feels like he's going to be a hater. You're
Yeah,
not.
definitely.
You're not.
Okay, I wasn't
love
the hater
it.
last time.
Okay, Donovan,
Okay,
shoot.
let's go.
Let's think about what we've been speaking about, how everything links to one another,
Wow.
you know, about our journeys. And I'm going to ask you three, how about now?
Oh,
Wow.
Oh my word.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. How about now? That's it?
How about
Yes.
now?
So,
like we need more
how about,
context.
I feel that ties in with what's next.
yeah, or you need the balance to that 10 mil now, or
You
you
know?
need the car now, or you need to start
Or you need to
boundaries
go on
now,
vacation.
or you need to go on vacation. How about now?
How about now? Taking on new challenges and just also balance. I think a lot of you, since you've emphasized on it, this is something that I have been consistently failing at. So thank you for emphasizing so much on balance and the importance of it, because life gets very hectic and you're running, you know, left, right, and center. You never have the time to just slow down and take a breather and just be like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know, like you mentioned, like things go by you so quickly, you end up missing out on things. So I think taking a breather, guys, it's cold. Like, go home
Take a
take a
breather.
breather and stay warm.
Take a nap.
Take a nap. I don't know. Just
Yeah.
how about now?
I feel my how about now is definitely, it also links into boundaries as well. Because I'm either overcommitting in some way, like either overcommitting with relationships with friends or overcommitting with work. Or, you know, there's not that, and that's why I don't have the balance. So, you know, how about now? This morning, actually, I just sort of got an email about like my new gym membership. So my how about now for now is I need to start with one thing that feeds into my soul.
Yes.
And just like go with that gym membership, you know, and it sounds like it's just a gym membership or whatever, but I mean it's something that's feeding into my now and my journey of balance and boundaries. So
amazing.
That's me.
Okay. No, guys, I'm not gonna hate, not this time.
No,
you weren't hating.
Okay. No. Because I came in thinking like, yeah, we're gonna talk and guys, like I just stood here like it's been 20 minutes and I've like learned so much.
That's wild.
Like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change this. That's when like, oh, this client is not paying enough. Like I'm gonna have to like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't do that at this time.
Yes.
You guys spoke about adversity, and of course, there's always the big goal. Like this is where I want to be. And then you mentioned something about defining success. Maybe that big goal is not for all of us. We're somewhere there. We're somewhere there in the middle. And if we spend our time toiling, going through adversity, like building, struggling, not attending family events, staying home for the holidays, missing weddings, missing funerals, that's us glorifying that struggle and not living our life.
That's literally what I thought about.
So like I just feel like, you know what, like now, like I just feel like, you know what, maybe I'll work half day and then just go chill the rest of the day. Like I mean like today. Maybe I'm just gonna knock off at like 2. Then I'm just gonna chill, I'm gonna call a friend like, oh nigga, like what are you doing?
Yeah, let's chill.
Can I come by? Like and then we sit. I feel like I'm probably gonna choose projects more carefully. Yeah. Like, is this worth it? Is this really worth it?
Yes.
Because then like sometimes you feel like, okay, it's business, we need it, like bring on the clients. But then you look at the money and you feel like if you calculate it, you do the proper math, you feel like, yeah, that time is worth more than that if I spend it with family or something like that. So you know what, like that's what I'm gonna do now. You know what, I'm gonna do that now.
I feel like this is the part in the show where there needs to be like a whoop whoop.
Yeah, we need like somewhere like a.
What is your how about?
They must tell the producers to put on like the. Like
you know?
Put the sound
yeah, they should like, you know, we're like whoop whoop whoop. You know, we're realizing things.
For me, I feel like I really need to, you know, I'm young. I need to emphasize that I'm young.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
What?
Yes, I'm 20. I'm 20 years old. I know.
You're so young.
I know.
So insanely mature for your age.
Thank
and I
you.
feel like a lot of us, we get told that a lot, but you really do find people, but damn.
Thank you so much. No, so I really want to enjoy my youth. You know, the 20s are some of the, you know, the years where you'd really like make, you know, time and get to know yourself. And I really want to work hard because that will never change about me. I'll always consistently push. But, you know, I am currently rating as Miss Teen Namibia. But beyond that, I want to be known beyond that. I want to know that by the time my year is over, which is about 2 more months left, then I want my name to be known. I want people to reach out to me as Alexis. you know, not just Miss Teen Namibia. So I want to separate that. As much as the title has, you know, allowed me to, you know, accomplish so much, I also want to do things beyond that. I want to separate from the teen title and take on more mature things. Not
So what is the one thing that you're doing right now to help that, like, beyond these next 2 months? And so what is the one thing that you do?
So I'm currently...
Give us the scoop.
Yes, please. I'm currently studying, so I'm studying medical aesthetics.
Ah, great.
So I really want to open up, because we don't have a market for that here. I really want to open up my own medical aesthetic clinic.
Medical aesthetics.
Botox, fillers, facial, all of that.
Skincare.
Yes, girl. Yes. So I want to really do that. Hopefully come out with my own product line, open up my own clinic. I have big ambitions, guys.
Yes.
And if I say something, I'm going to... When I say something, I'm going to push for it.
That's
so
good.
I'm really going to work and feed into that. I really want to travel a lot more. I want to, you know, get to know myself, see places.
Enjoy your 20s. I'm telling you, I think at least as young people, we tend to put ourselves under a lot of pressure. You're like, I need to achieve this by, you know, age this. And those are unrealistic and they tend to put unnecessary pressure on you. I used to be the same, and I'm just, a friend of mine was just like, enjoy your 20s. You know, you don't have to You don't have to have the super serious relationship where you think you're in love. Even if you do, you can date. Just don't. This is something that I do tell my sisters. Don't date with the intention. You're 19 and you're thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with this guy in the next? You're thinking of marriage. No, you're young. Date and enjoy the person in that moment. Don't date thinking that, oh, we're going to get to marriage. You will at some point. But in the meantime, enjoy yourself, enjoy your friends, your family, travel, work, and
enjoy your now.
Yes.
Enjoy your
That's what I wanted to
now.
say.
Yes.
Because we sort of have the past already, and we're planning for the future. But very often we're so busy in either one of those areas.
We don't focus on the present.
Yes. So I think it's just important for us to realize with all the changes we want to do, all the past lessons that we've had, all the goals that we have, to just think about the now and be in the now and have fun in the now.
Exactly. People are out here like, yeah, I'm going to work hard. I'm going to work double shifts so that I can retire by 45. But there's COVID, like, my dad 44.
You know?
Wow.
Wait, but I have a question.
I just feel like maybe we should...
Oh!